Most people think startups are a 20-something game, but that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, a Harvard study recently found the average age of the most successful startup founders is actually 45, and that is no coincidence.
Oh, I love that information. And we got pro-age advocate and founder of Second Act Women, Barbara Brooks, back with us today.
I'm back here today.
I'm so happy. And this is information, just what you started out with. Good to hear. And you have 5 tips.
I have 5 tips. And we have to know that 69% of women-owned businesses today, they are aged 44 to 60.
I love that.
So we're starting more businesses than ever before. Ever since the pandemic, we're doing our own thing now. So the first tip that I have is really leveraging our experience, our connections, and our expertise. Because think about all of the 20 and 30 years of information that we have, and clarity of thought and decision making and budgets that we've gone through, and marketing and research and all the things that we've done inside of our corporate jobs. You now can bring that to the company that you want to start. Now, one of the things that I have to remind you before you start your business is, what is the problem and what is the solution? So you first have to think about, what is the ultimate problem that you're looking to solve? And that's where your expertise comes in, because you can fill in those gaps.
Smart.
So the second one is investing, as I always like to say, in your digital skills. We're innovators. Don't let anybody tell you that just because we are a woman or a male or a they of a certain age, we are innovating always. We love tech. Some may not, but if you don't, you need to immerse yourself in it, because AI is going nowhere.
Yep.
And you can certainly use AI to literally help you create that company and create. The next thing is your business plan, because you have to have a business plan. A lot of times we start businesses, I did it myself, my first business, without a plan, without a strategy, without market analysis, SWOT analysis. Google that. That's an acronym, SWOT. And also the financials and knowing where you're going. And so make sure you at least have, and again, Chad can help you with this, even a one-page business plan will help you. And that needs to be and serve as your roadmap. Now, the other thing is the revenue model. How are you going to make money?
That part.
Yeah.
That part. Because if you started your company, you started it to replace the income that you had. And a lot of times women in particular don't like to talk money. Y'all, you had to talk money on the job. You had budgets you were working for on the job. So why wouldn't you have that inside of your own company? So please, when you start, notice I didn't say if, when you start that business, make sure that you not only have all those things I just mentioned, but definitely have the revenue model. Now, a revenue model could be e-commerce. You could be a content creator. I've said it before, it's $1 billion industry. And that means you can get brand deals. I'm not talking, I mean, just think about the numbers of companies that are looking for women in particular who have a $15 trillion buying authority. Those are women over 50 in particular. So, content creator, that is consulting, that's the gig economy. You could be a freelancer. There are so many things that you can drive revenue through, but think about it. Is it transactional, meaning you have products and services that are subscription-based or a membership-based company?
That's smart.
So think about your revenue model. That is number 1, or number 2, because your revenue model really goes inside of your business plan as well. But when you're ready to start, please make sure that you do that. You decide and you do the work in figuring out how you're going to make money.
And I love your number 5, because I saw it up there.
Do it.
And you have an exclamation mark.
Do it, exclamation point. You have to do it, because you never know if you have the next unicorn, if you have the next big idea, that somebody else is sitting and might have a little bit of the same idea and jumps on it before you. Do you know, I mean, there's Canva, which is a unicorn company that's a woman-owned company. You've got a company here called Suna that is just about probably going to be a unicorn, billing $100 million eventually. And so there are companies, that's a shout out to Liz Georgie for her thinking outside of the box. but you just never know. Or you just have a $100,000 company. You don't have to think,
Right.
that big.
But
You
beat
have
them to the punch.
start.
But beat
You
them
have
to the
start.
punch.
Yes.
Beat them to the punch.
Barbara Brooks, thank you so much. Such great tips. And you can join Barbara and 5 experts at Unstuck Boot Camp happening November 23rd to help you think about your second act. Register at secondactwomen.com. Thank you.